If you delve into the annals of Marvel Comics, you'll encounter unique antagonists who, despite possessing seemingly weaker powers, could stand toe-to-toe with even the elite heroes of the comics. One such antagonist is Kimura. Introduced in New X-Men issue number 31, Kimura, initially just a human, was granted indestructible skin by the facility. Her skin was crafted to be impervious even to the likes of adamantium. This facility, the same organization that artificially created X-23 using Wolverine's DNA, sought to wield Kimura as a powerful weapon. Her primary tasks was to keep X-23 in check and met out punishment for her failures. However, Kimura took it several steps further, subjecting X-23 to relentless abuse whenever the opportunity arose. When X-23 eventually escaped the facility, Kimura made it her life's sole purpose to retrieve her, becoming the mortal enemy of Wolverine's daughter. In today's video, we will delve into the sinister role of Kimura as X-23's handler, exploring why she became an abuser to Laura and ultimately how she met her demise. But before we jump into the video, we have a small request for you. If you enjoy our content, please subscribe to our channel and give this video a thumbs up. It might be a simple click for you, but it means a lot to us. Now that we've gotten that out of the way, let's get started. Kimura backstory. Adamantium-proof cold-blooded operative. Kimura is a loyal servant of the facility, an institution that took over the task of creating genetically enhanced soldiers and weapons after the shutdown of the Weapon Plus program. She was bestowed with extremely durable skin, impenetrable even by adamantium, making her capable of withstanding any attack. In her role at the facility, she became the handler of X-23, a mutant created to mimic the powers of Wolverine. Kimura assigned missions to X-23 and would punish her irrespective of her success. The revelation behind Kimura's harsh treatment of X-23 unfolded in New X-Men Volume 2 issue number 36. During this storyline, Emma Frost infiltrated Kimura's mind, uncovering her troubled past. Kimura's childhood was marked by hardship, with an alcoholic and abusive father and an uncaring mother who failed to provide the love she needed. School life exacerbated her suffering as she became a target of constant abuse and bullying by her classmates. However, a ray of light appeared in Kimura's life when her grandmother came to live with her, offering the love and care she had longed for. Unfortunately, her grandmother's death from a heart attack left Kimura devastated. Seeking revenge, she found her way to the facility where Adam Harkins provided her with the means and strength to exact vengeance on her abusers. After settling scores with those who wronged her, Kimura tragically became the very abuser she despised growing up, particularly relishing tormenting X-23. Kimura, the merciless handler, relentlessly pursuing and eliminating anyone connected to X-23. Laura met Kimura for the first time when she was just 12 years old. She was instructed to kill her, but she was unable to because of her indestructible skin. The doctors revealed that she was engineered with the sole purpose of being her handler, because she's the only one whom she can't kill. After becoming her handler, Kimura used to regularly punish her by beating her up. She would punish X-23 if she failed a mission. She would also punish her even if she successfully completed her missions. She just needed a reason for him to abuse her. One day, Laura's mother, Sarah, helped her escape the facility, but she died in the process. X-23 tried to flee on her own, but she was stopped by Kimura, who shot her with an arrow, but she used her brain and somehow escaped the situation. Later, she went to Sarah's sister's house and befriended her cousin, Megan Kinney. But as it turns out, Sarah's sister, Debbie, was married to Desmond, who used to work for the facility. He was tasked with killing Debbie and Megan by spilling Trigger 42 upon them. Trigger 42 was a chemical developed by the facility to make X-23 kill people she didn't want to. Under the influence of the smell of the trigger, Laura would lose her mind and start attacking anyone who emanated a scent. Upon the instruction of Kimura, Desmond tried killing Debbie and Megan, but accidentally spilled the trigger on himself. Thus, he was brutally killed by X-23. Later, Kimura traced Laura to her aunt's house and tried killing Megan and Debbie herself. Laura was unable to do anything because she was bound by an adamantium handcuff to Kimura, but she uses her brain and cuts off her hand. She handcuffs Kimura to a pipe, allowing Megan and Debbie to escape. To kill Kimura, she blows up the residence of her aunt, but Kimura survived the ordeal because of her impenetrable skin. Kimura's escape from mind control. After surviving the blast at Debbie's residence, Kimura developed a deep-rooted hatred for Laura. When Mercury, one of the new X-Men, left the Xavier Institute with the X-23, Kimura cornered them. She injured Laura and kidnapped Mercury. Later, it was revealed that the facility intended to create another weapon called Predator X, using the powers of Mercury. Later, Helion, alongside X-23, infiltrated the facility to help her friend escape, but Kimura stood in their way. She used a sonic weapon created to emanate a specific frequency harmful useful to the mutants to stop the duo from saving their friend. However, Helion uses his telekinesis powers and threw Kimura against the wall. Laura suggested that Helion should kill Kimura due to their deep-rooted grudge, but Helion disagreed. Instead, he threw Kimura a long distance to neutralize her threat during their rescue mission. They successfully saved Mercury and brought her back to the Xavier Institute. Later, Kimura somehow found her way to the Institute and aimed at Laura to kill her. However, she was stopped by Emma Frost, who infiltrated her mind and removed her beautiful memories with her grandmother. Emma then mind-controlled Kimura to turn against the facility members and kill them. Kimura was close to killing Professor Harkins, but failed, only managing to leave him permanently injured. She spent months rewiring her brain to remove the influence of Emma Frost's telepathy. Despite her initial setback, Kimura continued working for the facility and made a deal with the Viper. She planned on resupplying the Viper with Predator X, but her plans were thwarted by Wolverine and Punisher. The duo killed multiple Predators, and the facility's deal with the Viper was later terminated. Final showdown, Laura's defiant stand against Kimura. After multiple defeats, Kimura later resurfaced in all-new Wolverine issue number 6. During this storyline, Alchemax Genetics had cloned X-23, and the clones alongside Laura formed a team called the Sisters to take down the company. After the death of Logan, X-23 took on the alias of Wolverine. Kimura helped the Sisters by providing them with weapons and other equipment to take down the company. In return, she demanded Bellona, one of the X-23 clones, allow her to have the nanotechnology Alchemax implanted inside her body. As it turns out, Kimura now controls a significant chunk of the crime-ridden city of Madripoor. She's only second to Tiger, who owns a majority of Madripoor. So Kimura devised a plan to kill two birds with one stone. She sets off an event that would bring X-23 to Madripoor, and she would kill Tiger for her. Everything goes according to plan, and Laura arrives in Madripoor. Kimura sends Bellona and Roguehouse to bring Laura back to him. On meeting Laura, Kimura recites her evil plan, but X-23 claims she'd rather kill herself than do what Kimura asks her to, but Kimura had a backup ready. She reveals that she knows about the location of Aunt Debbie and her cousin Megan, and if she doesn't comply, then she'll get her precious family killed. She puts X-23 into a sensory deprivation tank and injects her with Trigger 42. A week later, she launches X-23 to kill Tiger. She nearly succeeds until Gambit comes to Laura's aid and stops her from going crazy. They move to a bunker that Tiger made, and Jean Grey comes to help Laura break free from the control of the Trigger scent. After a bit of struggle, Jean Grey helps Laura break free, and the scent no longer controls the new Wolverine. Right about then, Kimura contacts them and asks to hand over Tiger and X-23, otherwise she'll break the mountains upon the bunker and they'd be forever trapped there. This frustrates Laura, and she gets ready for one last fight. Tiger gives her an Iron Man suit prototype to aid her in her battle against Kimura. When they reach Kimura's ship, she tries to control X-23 again, but her trigger does not affect Laura. Jean Grey controls Roguehouse and makes him hit Kimura. Kimura goes flying outside the ship, so Warren and Laura go after her, but she shoots Warren and he falls into the water. X-23 goes to save Warren and drags him out of the water. Suddenly, Kimura attacks X-23. Laura knows that her skin is impenetrable and she can't kill her by shooting, punching, or using explosives, so she decides to kill her by drowning her in the water. Ultimately, Kimura meets her demise at the hands of X-23, and the heroes rejoice in their win. Unmatched power. Kimura's formidable strength explored. Even though Kimura was not a mutant, she was an incredible foe who went toe-to-toe with some of the big names in Marvel Comics. Her greatest advantage was her indestructible skin. Her skin was created to withstand almost all attacks, including fire, explosions, and high falls. Even adamantium could not pierce her skin. She was granted this indestructible skin with the sole purpose of becoming the handler of X-23. Moreover, she was also a master of hand-to-hand combat. She received all her training after making her way to the facility. Even though her outer skin was virtually indestructible and impenetrable, Kimura still had a significant weakness. Her inside were not as strong as her outsides, which meant she was still vulnerable to mind control attacks. Since Kimura had a normal metabolism and respiratory system, she was also susceptible to suffocation, choking, and drowning. X-23 exploited this weakness of Kimura, and she met her demise at the hands of the kid she abused. Marvel's verdict. Even though Kimura met her end by being drowned in water, it must not be forgotten that she's the same individual who went toe-to-toe with Wolverine and Punisher during Astonishing Tales Wolverine-Punisher comics. This was an incredible feat considering she had no superpowers. She was just a human but fought at the same level as the elite heroes and even survived the ordeal. She was even able to take a major chunk of the city of Madripoor. She became a significant threat to X-23 on multiple occasions. Sadly, the comics ended her terrain in the worst safest way possible. An antagonist of her caliber deserved a better death than being drowned in shallow water. With that being said, if you like the content, like it and subscribe if you haven't already. Have a good one and be safe. Thanks, everyone.